Hello, I'm the Guitar Geek, and I am here with Ace from Skunk Anansie.
How you doing?
I'm really good.
Yeah, me too actually. I'm really enjoying this bizarre experience of being here for the weekend.
It's nuts, isn't it?
It's really strange, but you know what? I'm a real lover of things when they first happen. You know, and this is the first one, so it's like the Wild West of YouTubing in Germany, and everyone's just kind of just doing their thing. And so there's a lot of honesty here. And, you know, and the way that people are connecting, it's very human. We're all, you know, it's not packed, it's not like a trade show. We're all going up to the cafe and eating together. We all went out on that jam session night, which was really fun, and everyone got wasted. And then everyone's been really super friendly. And when things are when they're waiting to do things, they're all hanging out and they're drinking coffee, and all the artists are here. They don't go, I'm back at the hotel or anything. It's this amazing community. And what is there? There's probably only about 50 people doing this huge complex of a place. And it's super productive, isn't it? You go out there, it's like every room, somebody doing something all the time. Like people are working away, getting their content. But the best thing about it is it's reciprocal, because everybody's helping each other in their way. Yeah.
I mean, I'm up running the pedal room, and on my breaks I'm coming down and booking stuff with people like yourself. Yeah. And I should be exhausted. You know, if this was another job, another event, another thing that I didn't have passion for, I'd be on the floor. But I am wired. Yeah, you know? I know what you mean. I probably drink less coffee these days, but feel more energised from it. And it's really fascinating, because what I've been doing is I've been walking around talking to everybody about everything. So I went in the tech department, I met the guys and I said, tell me about, like, what do you do? You know, how does it make this company function? Then I went upstairs, and as a work experience person, I was like, what are you doing here? Why do you want to do this? And you're enjoying it. Yeah. That was Paul. Hi Paul, he's watching.
And so we were talking to him, and then we talked to the staff, like Adam, saying, Adam, what are you doing here? He said, I'm running all the gear up and down, but normally I'm do this for international for Europe. So finding out the structure of Toman is really interesting. And then also I had a chance to talk to, when I was waiting to do other bits and pieces, with some of the YouTubers themselves, saying, how are you finding it, and is it beneficial, and you know, what's going to be the follow-up from this? So it's been the whole thing's fascinating. And then I'm like, it's like being on holiday for me, because I'm just noodling around on guitars, not very well, and trying out amps. And I'm here obviously trying this out because I'm a PRS artist, but I've managed to try loads of stuff out there as well. So
awesome. So you sort of snuck that in, that we've got the amp down there.
Yeah.
To the subscribers, they've asked me specifically to look at this amp, and I was very sad to find out that Toman weren't stocking it yet, and it was coming allegedly in about a week. So I'm very happy that you're here. Yeah. And you brought it with you. Yeah. So it's the MT15, which is Mark Tremonti.
There goes
and it's
red.
got two different colours, I didn't know that.
Yeah, blue, isn't it? Nice, clean. Makes it a nice serene lake.
It's got a bit angry now.
Yeah, the colour of the devil.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, today is the first time I've played it. I just came, you know, as an artist, not as a, you know, kind of salesman for an amp or anything. So all the other people have been trying it out and enjoying it, right? But I tried it, and when you play it, right, the thing I like about it, I mean, this is the game channel, it's quite a lot. It's only like, what, 6? It's got that real Tremonti chug, isn't it? So it's got that kind of chug, and it's quite noiseless, really, for that kind of. But then you can wind up the gain, can't you? Right? So it's got the. You know what's good about it though? Because I'm not trying to sell it, because you know, I probably won't play this myself, right? But it's fluid. You know, when I'm playing like that, there's no pedals. You're going straight into the amp, and it makes you kind of be able to bend it. It's got lots of sustain. It's really fluid, and it's super chunky. And earlier on, we turned it up, and it's loud. It's 15 watts, but it sounds more like a 50. Really? It's super loud. I mean, we're on over 100 decibels, and we're only like halfway on the volume on it. So it kind of does what it says on the tin. I think what is cool about it, if people are, if they're a fan of Tremonti, they will definitely feel like they've got what they want, because it does sound, doesn't it? It sounds like Tremonti. I don't know any Tremonti riffs, right? This is in standard tuning, so it's got that chunk.
It's chunky, it's bitey, but it's still clear with all that stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, it's also coming. It's the MT15. There's another one, 50.
I don't think so. No, I think it's
just the 15.
Yeah, just the 15.
Okay.
So, and it's got nice clean sound. Should we have a listen?
Please.
So, there you go. So we're in clean now. So. Crunchy thing somewhere in here, and I think if we pull this one out, it's got, so you got a little bit more kind of, a bit more bite in there as well by pulling that out. But for normally when you've got an amp, haven't you? Right? When you go into the clean sound, it's usually a bit dull. So you turn up all the EQs to brighten it up, and then you switch into the other channel, and it needs to be duller. And so you've got super bright distortion channel and a nice clean sound, or you've got a great sounding distortion channel, and then you've got a really dull clean sound. So this one seems to be able to do it switching without having to, you know, lose any of that.
Yes, correctly.
Yeah, and I mean, if you listen, I am a fan of Alter Bridge. I love Alter Bridge, right? If you listen to the Alter Bridge stuff, it does sound like this. You know, these clean sounds he plays on some of those songs, and so I think they've done a good job on it for me as a consumer, I think.
And do you know how involved he was with the design of the amp?
Well, apparently, totally all the way. You know, so I mean, but it shows, doesn't it? Because I think that, you know, it's like myself, I've got some bits and pieces, and I was involved right from the beginning, and I'm really pleased with them because they are what they are. You know, for instance, I've got like a pedal, for instance, and it doesn't sell loads. It's VDL Analogics, right? They're an Italian company, but we worked on all stuff, and I said, oh look, I use a tube screamer from the 80s, and it's got this middle knob. So the guy got the schematic, and he put the middle knob in it. You know, and I like this, and when I play, the bass kind of drops out of most pedals, so you say, oh, we'll put the bass lift in it, so when you play, you step on it, it boosts the bass down, and so we work together on that, and I think it's really important for artists to work on their stuff. And like, for instance, when I was out with, I've been playing PRS now for 18 years, and I went out to lunch with Gavin, who was there, and he said to me, do you want to do signature guitar? And I was like every boy's dream, isn't it? I was like, talk to me, right? And he said, what do you want? You know, you can have this and a zebra pickup and all this stuff. And I said, well, to be honest, when I was a kid, because I still think like a kid as a guitar player.
We all do it. That doesn't.
Yeah. I said, when I saw someone and I saw their guitar and I heard the sound, I wanted that one, right? So I said, can we just totally copy the one I'm playing? So he said, yeah. So I took mine in, and they, you know, measured it up, and it was actually a slightly customised Tremonti that I play mainly, and so they took it in, they measured it all up and got the thickness of it and the weight and all that, and then recreated it. There's a couple of different things, you know, but, you know, with the headstock name and things like that. But when I played it, I was like, this actually feels like my guitar, you know. And so when it was manufactured, I took two myself and I go and play them on the road. So I've got my main, you know, customised Tremonti, and I have two of my signatures, slightly modified in bits and pieces, but you know,
your tastes changed, don't they?
Well, the proof is in the pudding. It's like, if I'm prepared to go out and tour those guitars on stage, that's what I wanted in the first place.
I think any artist that has a signature needs to do that.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And maintain the quality control, because I know people have bought it and they're really pleased with it.
Good.
Yeah.
So do you see them around and you sort of pick it up?
Every now and then. Every now and then. One of my other things that I do is, I think we were going to touch on it later on, is I'm also head of creative industry development for the ACM chain.
Yeah, please tell me.
And so what I do in that job is it is like the outreach into the industry, all the real stuff. So gigs, festivals, master classes, award ceremonies, jobs, placements, anything that's record deals, anything that's real stuff. We place the students into it to kind of make a sustainable career in music, you know, a portfolio career really. And one tiny aspect of that job is bringing the sponsors into the school, because the school's got like 4 bases and like 2,500 students, and so I bring in the sponsors because I know them, I work with them. So for instance, we've got PRS Guitar's room there, and they gave us 25 guitars across the colleges, and we put them in the store, in the studio, on the walls, and the students can just take them down and they can play them all the time.
Great.
Yeah, and we do that with loads of brands. And the thing is, because I've dealt with brands all my life, I just bring it in harmony. I just say to people like Ovation come in, you know, we have PRS, but they have their own room, you know. Fender has its own room. Steve Vai's got a room there.
Has it? I read about this.
Yeah. Chad Smith has got a room there. Chili Peppers. You know, there's Tama in one room, you know, and then we might have Yamaha in another, you know. But they all live in harmony, because I say, look, it's not about a stronghold brand, it's about what students need to be professionals. And so I'm surrounded by amazing vibes. Like every day, it's like all these young people doing cool stuff, being really inventive, making videos on their iPhones, recording stuff on their laptop, mastering it themselves, you know, having launch parties, releases, networking events. It's super full on. But like we were saying here today, it's a vibe, it really drives me. And then, you know, and then I have Skunk Anansie, which is 25 years old next year.
Is it?
Yeah. So next year's our 25th anniversary tour.
That makes me old, man.
Yeah.
I got called almost 40 in a video.
That's a youngster compared to me.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I wanted to talk to you about, so it's the ACM.
Yeah.
Do you also, you said you sort of support them after they left?
Yes.
I've known, I have great faith in these courses.
Yeah.
But many of them, like, when I was trying to do that, because I'm 36 now, so when I was at a younger age, trying to sort of find a course, you did the course, and then it was it.
Yeah.
So what do I do now?
Well, this is it. I mean, years ago, I worked for another big music college, right? And what I noticed was Hello World scenario. It was like, you know, I finished Hello World, what do I do now? And then I ended up working in a coffee shop for a long time. And so when I noticed this, when I went over to ACM and I kind of like started doing this department, I was like, we don't want that to happen. We want people to go, hello world, look, I've got a business. I'm open for business. I've been trading for the last 2 years, you know? So we encourage people to put their toe in the industry and do all these things before they leave, form their own record labels, release that. So we support that, but once they've left, we've got an alumni support. So they can come back, they can book a show with us, they can come to all the master classes, they can come back for tutorials and legal advice on contracts. So if they're signing a record deal, they can come back in with a contract, you know? So we support the alumni as well. So my job is, and what's amazing is, you see a lot of these people getting successful. We've got stacks of successful alumni from that college. And then they will come back in as well. I meet them at festivals playing, and I go, can you come back in and speak to the students about your journey again? And they're like, yeah. So the whole, it's a circle. Yeah. And we're very proud in the way that we do have these alumni and we can support them. So, you know, even to the point of like, you know, sometimes they need to record and we can go, we'll book you in the studio.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But it's nice when it's just self-feeding.
Yeah, and we also, within the college, it's quite a forward-thinking place. So it's not only centred around industry. You know, everyone knows you get taught music at college. That's a given, you know. You've got to learn a guitar, you're going to learn the guitar. So you have this industry outreach, but we have huge mental health awareness programme, right? Mindfulness, obviously, that's the new word. And we invest a lot of money in that. So we have mindfulness lessons in the morning, we have counsellors, we have sessions, you can book tutorials, we have all this stuff going on all the time. So we support people, anything from, you know, depression to ADHD to dyslexia to transgender, you know, issues, all these kind of things that they need support in, because musicians are sensitive people. But they're also a very accepting community.
Definitely.
You know, we've always accepted everybody in because it's all about the feeling and the music. So we will, you know, work with these people and we'll spend a lot of money and we put it across all of the colleges. So it's kind of amazing.
It's kind of the same, as you know, I do a lot about mental health on the channel, and we get a big response. There's a secret Facebook group for people that want to reach out. So there's about 100 of us, and it's, if anyone's in trouble or in somewhere that they feel they're alone, they can join that Facebook group. It's not for promoting anything. Yeah. It's not for my channel, but it is full of great people.
Well, you know, the other thing is Mark, our drummer in Skunk Anansie, for like the last 25 years, he went into ACM as a counsellor, helping with alcohol and drug addiction, right? And so he's been doing that for a few years because he is an ex-addict. And he went through and, you know, did all his Alcoholics Anonymous and all those kind of things, had his therapy, and he came out and he's totally clean and he's really solid. So he went back in as a counsellor for that area, the dependency thing, and he's been working with students. They can just come in and talk to him, or they can talk heavier issues, and they can refer on to people. But we've got that support network, and they do spend a lot of money on that to make that work. It's all part of the the ethos of being a musician. It's about looking after yourself, being able to handle the ride. And the ups and downs, all the ups and downs of it, and then also being sustainable in your career. It's not, you don't just play guitar. You could be the point where we could say, even like looking at what we're doing here, we could say, what we're looking at now is more so than ever. I mean, it's always existed, right, a portfolio career, right? You had like a guitarist in a band, he'd have his own pedal, his own amp, and, cut bits and pieces, right? That's always existed, right? Then it went into kind of like someone will have a perfume and a leather jacket like Beyonce or something, or clothes range. But now what you're seeing now, that's like big artists. We're looking at normal artists all surviving now by doing a whole bunch of jobs. So they'll go, I'm playing, I'm doing sessions, I'm DJing this night, I'm writing songs for someone else, I'm playing 2 bands, I'm doing YouTube. And there's all these small income streams that all kind of come together to make one pot that makes them a proper professional musician that can carry on doing music and, be supporting themselves rather than going, I just play guitar and I can't afford to buy any food. Yeah. So that's where we're at. We're always helping. But the reason they kind of drafted me in a few years ago was because I had the band, I'd done lots of things, lots of workshops. I'd just done an MA in music education, and also I'd started my own schools for kids. So there's Saturday schools, they still exist, Ace Guitar Academy, like a Saturday school for 12-year-old plus, just to learn basic pentatonics and chords, right? That kind of thing, but like ear training, like a fun thing. And it just so happened that I went into Metropolis Studios, which is the big place in London, to do a session. And they said to me, ACM has bought this studio, right? And they put a little college inside, and I was like, really? I know those guys from ACM, I've been doing workshop for years with them. And I popped down into the college side, and they said, oh, you're doing your guitar schools, open a couple for us. And I was like, thank you, Lord. I thought it was like my lucky day. But then when I came back and they saw what I was doing, they said, what, don't worry about the guitar schools, come and run our industry department across all of the ACMs. Brilliant. And I was like, that's my bag. So, and that's been the last 3-4 years, and it's just gone from strength to strength, and we're doing all great things. Birmingham Music Awards last week, Brighton the Great Escape Festival the day before I came here. We run 15 gigs a month that they can just book in. The venue's booked and paid for with a sound man and a backline, so they can build their audiences, put security on the door so 16 plus people can do it on diploma. There's like 150 events per term that we put on. It's a real kind of powerhouse of the department, but it's an inspiring one.
Good. It sounds, I want to go back to school.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about the amp.
Yeah.
I want to do like an ACOKE, like a karaoke quest show. Stoosh was one of my teenage albums.
Okay, right.
Paranoid and some of it was also one.
Yeah.
And in the modern Spotify days, I've got them on playlists. I even forget which songs were on which album. But can I request some songs?
Yeah. Let's see if I can remember them all.
We can do the Paranoid.
I should be able to remember them.
I want to start. There's Picking on Me.
Oh wow!
This has become one of my favourite riffs.
Oh right, this is now you're going to test me.
I want to test the clean of the amp, not yourself.
Right, okay.
I thought that was gonna. But it's the one I wanted.
It's like ice skating, isn't it? You're watching the ice skate, like, please don't fall over. Yeah. So I mean, probably sound even better. This is a better clean sound. To be honest, all the clean stuff on the Skunk records is Telecaster.
Really?
Yeah, it's all Telecaster, and it's usually through something like a on the. Yeah.
You mean a sort of classic single cut?
Yeah, it's a classic single cut. You can, you know, we have to be honest. We have to be honest. You can cut that out if you want. Don't cut it out, right? So the clean stuff on the clean stuff is like on Stush is a high watt and a Telecaster, but Stush is like 20 years ago, you know, and it was also Stratocaster on, you know, when we played. Through a twin with a small stem. See, I don't. I speak the truth. The truth.
That's what we got on this channel. Let's do some heavier stuff.
Heavier stuff. Okay. What
I'm gonna let you choose now because I've got what I wanted. I can go.
Well, we were doing a tour. The last tour, we put in some really old songs, right? And we hadn't played them for a long, long time. And this was one of. That one, and then there was Intellectualized.
If I can just stop you, I didn't realise how much blues influenced your music was.
Oh, totally.
Until I'm watching you, because it's just, you know, when I didn't really, not to offend you, but I didn't really listen to the riffs or anything. Just loved the songs.
Yeah.
And now watching you and hearing you play, it's like, it's blues.
Yeah, and what is what? It was like, to me, that's a blues scale. I'm like, is it? I don't know. It just worked, you know. So things like that. Maybe if we go and listen back it yeah. And when we recorded Weak As I Am, I remember with the producer I said I want one side to sound like Jimmy Page and one side to sound like Jimi Hendrix, and that was the sound. And so if you listen on headphones, it's separated. You will go, oh, it does. One sounds like Jimmy, one sounds like Jimmy. It was a stereo Jimmy.
Two Jimmys.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, so I mean, you know, we've got this thing where we're kind of, you know, got a lot of heavy stuff and a lot of soft stuff.
And you're getting that without changing the channel on that, we're just using the
That's
the
just
volume
using the volume, yeah. It's quite fluid, as I said, it's very, very easy to play through this amp when it gets heavy. But the only problem is it makes you play heavier, so you start... Yeah, it's very Sabbath. Come on. So it's like, you know, and that's not even full gain.
Is it not?
No, that.
But it's. I like it.
Try a bit of a solo, right? And this is full gain, okay? So I'll turn it when you play.
Try a bit of a solo.
Yeah, there we go. isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Take it off.
when you play it, it makes you kind of want to play like that, doesn't it? You're not going to be stopped playing country licks at that game. You're like, oh.
No, that's. I mean, that made my playing sound better and everything.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a fun amp.
And I'm not like a gear nerd. I just like what sounds good.
That's. I mean, I do gear reviews and gear demos.
Yeah.
And I'm very digital. Like, it's good or it's bad. It makes me want to play, and that's. Like, if it's inspirational, and I'm actually sort of almost out of breath now because that was so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm totally with you, actually.
Yeah, and you know what? I also believe in there's no such thing as bad gear, right? Because it's just the context, right? You can get a really crummy guitar with a really weird burnt-out amp.
Yeah. So I'm just checking our time. You can carry on. I'll put some B-roll in there.
Yeah.
We've got about 2 minutes.
Okay. You could get a burnt-out amp and a really crummy guitar, and you could play a White Stripes song, and it would be absolutely amazing. So there is no such thing as bad gear. It's just the ear. The ear can make things sound good, you know. And so I'm not spod. I'm just what sounds right is right. You're Joe Meek, isn't it? If it sounds right, it is right.
It is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying to teach that to my friend who is an absolute gear nerd. He's like, no, you have to do it this way. It's like, dude, it sounds good. Leave it as it is.
Yeah. I mean, my classic one, well, I suppose the closing line is, we were doing a show and I needed a support guitarist to play acoustic, right? Because it was a big acoustic event. And the guy said to me, you know, what's this chord? And I said, it's this one. And he goes, no, that doesn't work, right? Because it's a B over a so-and-so, so-and-so. And I went to him, that's what I played on the record. It sounds right. It works. And he's like, yeah, but it shouldn't work because it's got a B flat. And I'm like, just play the chord, man. It works.
You're a hard gun, do it.
Yeah, and then he did. And he goes, yeah, it's all right, yeah. I was okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, Ace, thank you so much for talking to me.
It's a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Little old 15-year-old me who sat on his bed and played your riffs and tried to learn them before the days of the internet and tabs would be freaking out right now.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Well, let's hope that little person's still in there because I believe that we all stop at about 12 years old and then we just pretend to be adults after that.
If my girlfriend's watching, you're wrong. If she's not, you're absolutely spot on. And this is a great fun amp. That's a nice guitar to play.
Yeah.
And Ace from Skunk Anansie, come on.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so this is Ace, I'm the Guitar Geek. Only like and only subscribe if you want to, because we don't need to force you to do stuff like that, do we? We'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.